his special birthday. When he had suggested that they could do it together, Ben had been really thrilled. They'd been training for months, right through the year, every season and in all weathers, and now as they set off on the final push to the last summit, it looked as though the wind and rain were going to be their companions right to the top. It was a steep climb and the pathway was narrow and very rocky. The overnight rain had made it very slippery, and Ben was glad that his boots were strong with a good, thick tread. He glanced ahead to Devil's Crag, the towering rock face. It was a steep climb and the pathway was narrow and very rocky. The overnight rain had made it very slippery, and Ben was glad that his boots were strong with a good thick tread. He glanced ahead to Devil's Crag, the towering rock face they would soon be climbing.
Okay, good. Well done. So, Iman, can you carry on?
Okay. To get to the top, it's not just about being fit, Dad had said earlier. Sometimes it's more about strength of character. You just have to set your mind to it and tell yourself that you can do it. They rested briefly at the base of Devil's Crag, waiting for a party of walkers to come down. The person bringing up the rear was dressed in a bright orange waterproof jacket that seemed to shine in the gloom. Ben sipped from his water bottle and ate a chocolate biscuit, watching them picking their way carefully down the slope. You all right, said Dad. Ben nodded. Nearly there, aren't we? I think we're going to do it in time. We'll be champion walkers then, won't we, Dad? Dad pushed up his sleeve and glanced at his watch. It's looking good, he said, and the weather's getting better. With any luck, we might even be able to look at the top view. When we get to the top, are you ready to push on only one more man to come down? The words were hardly out of his mouth when there was a sharp cry, followed by the sound of stones and rocks rattling down the hillside, as the man in the orange jacket crashed down from the rock face and landed in a heap at the feet of his companions.
Okay, very good, thank you. And Inaya?
Dad slipped the rucksack from his shoulders and dropped it at Ben's feet. Don't move, he said. Look after the bags. I'll see if I can help the man. I'll see if I can help. The man was conscious, but it looked like he might have broken his leg, and he was in a lot of pain. Dad offered to help in any way he could, but one of the man's friends was a doctor, and he said that they would be able to make him comfortable. Another was already phoning for help. Reluctantly, Dad turned away. Do you still want to climb up? He said, hitching the rucksack back onto his shoulder. I think so, said Ben. We're so close to the top now. I don't want to give up. When they finally hauled themselves onto the top of Devil's Crag, they could see the cairn of the summit. And when at last they trudged to the pinnacle of the mountain, Ben cheered loudly and punched the air in triumph. A mixture of relief, elation surged through him as they looked around the hills and valleys below them. They picked up the 2 stones and added them to the cairn. That should bring us good luck, said Dad. We'd better start making our way down if we want to get back to the car for 6 o'clock. I wonder if the man who fell put a stone on the cairn, said Ben. If it didn't bring him much, well, it didn't bring him much luck if he did, said Dad, and they turned to begin the descent. Listen, can you hear that?
Thank
Way
you,
below.
Yeah, and Janet, just finish off the last paragraph.
Way below them, they could see a flash of yellow as the mountain rescue helicopter, its blades whirring, came in to pick up the injured climber. By the time Ben and Dad reached the foot of Devil's Crag, there was no sign that it had been the site of an accident and emergency rescue. It was almost as if they had imagined the whole event. They continued on their way back to the car happily, recalling the highlights and challenges of their own mountain adventure.
Okay, well done. Thank you very much, all 3 of you. Well done. And now we're just going to go through this topic, which I think you've done before. So we'll just go through it one by one. So let's just check this one. So they wanted to beat the clock. Oh, actually, before we go into the questions, can you, all 3 of you, actually summarize for me in a short explanation what was actually going on in the final push? Janet, would you like to start?
They were trying to get to the top of Devil's Crag in 24 hours before their time had stopped.
Okay, and what was the Devil's Creek?
It was a hill.
Okay, and Iman?
They were doing it because it was Dad's unique idea to celebrate his special birthday.
What were they doing?
Climbing 3 mountains in 24 hours.
And Inaya? Are you in mute? Okay, 1 second.
They wanted to reach a record by and achieve a goal by climbing 3 mountains in 24 hours to celebrate Dad's birthday.
How many mountains did they want to climb?
Pardon?
How many mountains did they climb?
3.
Good. Right, well done. Did they do it?
Yes.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, so they wanted to beat the clock and achieve their goal of climbing 3 mountain summits. Mountain summits means the top of the mountains, right? That's what the word summit means, right to the top of the mountain. In how many hours did they want to do this, Jenna?
24.
Okay, good. Well done. 24 is right. And Iman, if you could read the next question.
They had been training right through the year or something, and now they were setting off the final summit. I think it's Weathers.
Okay, yeah. So they had been training right through the year in all weather, and now they were setting off up to the final summit. Good. And Inai?
Ben was glad his boots had something. C, a good thick tread.
Good thick tread. Yeah, tread means your grip at the bottom of your shoes. Okay? So a thick, deep tread means that you've got a good grip, because remember they're climbing a mountain and it could be soggy, it could be muddy, it could be wet and rocky, which means that you need really good grip. Good. And Janet, the next one.
Just as Dad looked at the time, they heard the sound of something rattling down the hillside. Choose the correct option. A man?
Not quite. Just as Dad looked at the time, they heard the sound of something rattling down the hillside.
C. Stones and rocks.
Good. Well done. Iman?
Dad ran to help. The man had something broken his leg. C.
Good. Well done. The man had broken his leg. And Inai?
As the man's friends were able to make him comfortable, Dad put his something back on and they continued towards the final summit. Choose the correct option. C, rucksack.
C, rucksack. Okay. Good. What's a rucksack, Inai?
It's like the backpack.
Backpack. Yeah, good. Well done. And Janet?
Why do you think Ben was really thrilled when his dad suggested they could do the climb together? Choose the correct option. C. They were planning this for years.
So, let me check that question again. Why do you think Ben was really thrilled, means happy, when his dad suggested they could do the climb together? Try one more time. Would you like some help?
Yeah.
It was a special activity. That's why he was so thrilled, because it was something special, not something that you do on a regular basis. Okay? Iman?
Why did Dad say you just have to set your mind to it and tell yourself you can do it? A, to encourage Ben.
Good girl, well done. Yeah. So Dad said you just have to set your mind to it and tell yourself that you can do it. And he said that because he really wanted to motivate Ben and encourage him. Good. Can I?
Why did Ben think they would be champion walkers? Choose the correct answer. A, they would achieve the goal of climbing 3 peaks in 24 hours.
Well done. And Janet?
Why do you think Dad told Ben not to move when he went to see if he could help? Choose the correct answer. To ensure his safety. C.
Yeah, so why do you think Dad told Ben not to move when he went to see if he could help? Because he didn't want to get him into any more trouble that he was already in. Because you remember, it's very dangerous being on top of a mountain. And it's really easy to slip or lose your footing and very quickly get into trouble. So it was to actually ensure his own safety. So C is correct. Well done. Anyone?
Why did Dad reluctantly turn away from the injured walker?
Why did Dad reluctantly turn away from the injured walker? So he didn't want to leave him, but he decided to turn away from him. Which one?
E.
He wanted to help. So he couldn't really help while standing there with him. He needed to get help. So that's one of the reasons why he reluctantly had to leave him for a short time. No?
After the accident, Dad asked Ben if he still wanted to climb. Why did he do this? Choose the correct answer. B, to ensure Ben was still confident to climb.
Yeah, so after the accident, Dad asked Ben if he still wanted to climb. Why did he do this? Because to ensure Ben was still confident to climb, because, because of the accident and what he saw there, he may have lost a lot of confidence and he was probably scared, maybe. So Dad was just checking to ensure that Ben was still confident enough to climb. Jenna?
Why do you think the rescue helicopter looked like a flash of yellow to Ben and his dad? Choose the correct answer.
Yeah. Why do you think the rescue helicopter looked like a flash of yellow to Ben and his dad?
B.
Close, but why do you think the rescue helicopter looked like a flash of yellow? Because it was so far away and it was difficult to detect. They couldn't see the helicopter, but they just saw a light. And I would say that it's poor visibility of helicopter light. Because they actually couldn't see it properly, they could just see the light. Okay? And, Inaya? No, hold on. How did you swap pick? Okay, I'm sure Iman was on the left and Inaya was on the right. For some reason, Inaya swapped positions. What's going on?
Right.
Let me unmute you now.
The phrase "trudged to the pinnacle" suggests they did not find the climb easy. Is this true or false? I think it's true.
Okay, good, yeah. And Iman? I know you're supposed to be before Inaya, but it's fine, doesn't matter.
The phrase set off.
One second. You girls keep on muting yourself and I have to keep on unmuting you. Go ahead.
The phrase "set off on the final push" suggests they did not find the climb easy. Is this true or false? True.
Phrase "set off on the final push" suggests they did not find the climb easy. I would say it's false. You know why? Because if they were finding it hard, they wouldn't have gone with the final push. It's a bit of a trick question, this one. And because they went for that final push, that means that they were okay to go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, well done. How did you do in your homework, Anna?
I